Hello, welcome back. I'm Scott.
And I'm Allison.
And we're Jarhead and Ginger's Journey. Today, we got a real treat for you guys. We're going to interview RV Texas, y'all. Come on. We are back in Texas. As most of you guys know, we're in Houston.
Whoop, whoop.
We've actually been talking to RV Texas, y'all, for a little while. We met them a few days ago, had lunch, and now we're back near their RV. We're in their RV park area here, and we're going to ask them a few questions. First, how did you guys, if they don't know already, haven't watched back far enough in y'all videos, like us, how did y'all get into the full-time life?
Well, first of all, hey y'all, I'm Stacie.
And I'm Tom. Yeah.
And yeah, we've been RVing for a number of years together now. And back in, I guess, 2013, we got the crazy idea that after our son graduated from high school, that maybe we would want to just, why not, sell everything, move into an RV, and travel full-time. So we had a 5-year plan.
Oh, wow.
And we kept pretty close to that.
Yep.
We went full-time in November of 2018.
Okay.
And actually, we started our full-time journey in this same park where we're sitting right now.
Yeah.
Just a couple spots down, because this is close to where our Sticks and Bricks house was.
Nice.
We are native Houstonians, and we still live. We had lived our entire lives in the Houston area up to that point. And yeah, it just was kind of a 5-year process to A, quit buying things, B, downsize what we had, C, figure out what RV was going to be right for us personally to live in full time, and line everything up and hit the road.
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, we did pretty much stick to that 5-year plan. And like Stacie said, we started here, and the reason why we started here is because we moved out of our house into our RV, and then we had to do some things to our house before we could put it on the market.
Okay.
And we realized with our dog and stuff it was going to be easier with Star to get out of the house and then go back to the house and fix everything up. We could get it done a lot quicker. And it worked great, because where we're at right here was literally 20 minutes from where our Sticks and Bricks house was.
Oh, that's great.
And then they could do the showings and everything and not worry about, were we there, was the house ready, was the dog in the way.
Do we have to clean the house real quick?
Right.
You know, so, and then we figured out too the staging stuff that they needed for the house.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so
All the staged furniture and
Right,
things.
so we didn't have to buy stage furniture. We just used our own furniture that they wanted us to keep, got rid of everything else at that point. So then our final downsizing step from the house was, once the house sold, then we sold the rest of that furniture or gave it away.
Oh,
so
nice.
it kind of helped in our step down.
Yeah. A lot better the plan than we had.
No, I wouldn't say there's no perfect plan.
Right.
It was easier for sure.
Yeah. So is the RV you're in now, the Class A, was that your first one that you bought, or have you been through a few prior to this?
We've been through a few. Our first RV together was a 23-foot towable travel trailer. That was fantastic to get us into it and you know, kind of learn what we liked and what we didn't like. We loved the outdoor kitchen.
Which we've never had since, unfortunately. We loved it, but we don't have one.
That little 23-foot camper had the biggest bathroom of any of the RVs that we've had, so there was a ton we liked about it. But we were towing it with our work truck, and so when we'd get somewhere, it's like, we kind of felt like we were still at work because we always had the truck that we worked with every day.
Plus, we were putting a lot of mileage and wear and tear on our work truck, so we wanted to make it to where we pulled our fun car
We had a 1999 Jeep Wrangler,
Yeah.
which we still have.
So we thought if we got a Class A, we could tow the Jeep and take our fun car along with us instead of taking our work truck.
Right.
So then we moved to a 28-foot gas Class A motorhome. Then when we really started thinking, it was then we started thinking about maybe going full-time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so at that point we said, okay, 28 feet might be a little small for us, and we'd really like to maybe get into diesel. So our next one was a 35-foot Class A diesel pusher.
Nice.
It was a Thor Palazzo. It
Yeah.
had a washer and dryer and good storage and a lot of the things that we thought we really wanted. We really, when we bought it, we expected that would be our full-time
Yeah.
rig, and we bought it several years before we planned to go full-time so that we could get to know it, we could see what we needed to change about it to make it more our own, work out any kinks that needed to be worked out before we moved into it full-time, figure out storage. What we discovered was that our number one thing that we wanted when we actually got to that point of getting close to being full-time was we wanted to be as small as possible and still be in a Class A diesel pusher. So that's where the Tiffin Breeze came in. And we found we have a 2017 Tiffin Breeze 31BR that we bought used. We actually found it on YouTube.
Nice.
And being from Houston, we drove to Indianapolis to buy it. Sight unseen, other than the video that we watched a million times.
Oh yeah,
on
it
YouTube.
wasn't sight unseen. We saw the video a bunch of times.
We
And-
feel your pain on that.
Yeah.
And it has been fantastic for us.
Awesome.
We're
Yeah,
really happy with the
and the
choice.
reason why size mattered to us, we wanted to go as small as we could because we like to get, not just go to the national parks, we wanted to stay in the national parks. And we wanted to stay in as many state parks as we could, and size sometimes becomes a problem. And it's not only shorter in distance, it's not as tall, and it's not as wide. It's actually a little narrower and shorter. So, and that came into play when last summer, we took a big trip, went to Theodore Roosevelt, stayed inside there. We went to Grand Teton, stayed inside there. Yellowstone, stayed inside Yellowstone. Custer State Park up in South Dakota, must stop.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
If you haven't heard of that place, look it up. Custer State Park, it's incredible. We're able to stay at several places there. So it did pay off, and so that's why we went small.
Awesome.
That's our journey with RVs so
Yeah,
far,
nice.
together.
So if you didn't know, the state parks, and most of at least, they like to limit your RV size to I think about 35 feet, if my research has been correct. So if you're planning on a lot of state or national parks or whatever, keep that in mind when you're looking at whatever RV brand you guys want to purchase. Anything?
Since you're native Houstonians, you've lived in Houston all your life. When you finally hit the road, what was it like being out of Texas for a long period of time? Were you homesick?
You know, it's interesting because, we had traveled outside of Texas, for vacations and things, but the longest trip we had ever taken anywhere prior to this was probably about 10 days because that's all we could squeeze in away from work.
Vacation time.
Vacation time.
Yeah, right.
And so we actually took my mom on the long trip with us last summer where, Tom was talking about where we hit a lot of the national parks and things. And so that helped actually with that whole homesickness. Most of our immediate family is in Houston, and I have a brother in San Antonio. So we actually saw the brother and his wife in San Antonio on the way and their kids. She
And
had
on the
one
way
kid at
back
the time.
as well.
And on the way back. But it was really, really interesting. I wouldn't say we were homesick because with technology today, we were able to keep in touch with our family and friends. And we were able to share the experience of, the great things we were seeing with them. So that really helps a lot, I think.
As far as my parents, we've been more homesick with them. Of course, my mom passed in July, but we've been more homesick with them because of COVID-19, because they've locked down the senior centers.
Right.
So we couldn't see them anyway.
Right.
So, you know, that's been tougher when you're close enough to be able to see them, but you can't, than really being out on the road, you know.
Right, yeah. They're right there, and due to the circumstances, you can't even get into the same
That's
building.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, that's horrible. I have heard a lot of people on the YouTubes that we watch say that they actually feel closer to family when they get their RV because they go and see them more than they
Absolutely.
used to be able to.
We know a lot of our good friends that are full timers now is they spend more time with their family now and more quality time, because when they get there, they're staying for several days and they get to see the grandkids
Right.
and their kids, and they get to be able to give their kids a break, you know, and watch the grandkids. And so for them, they say it's quality time with their kids.
Right.
You know, so yeah, I think most of our friends would agree that it's been better with their family
Especially when
Being
you have family
full-time.
like you guys that are spread,
out.
Right.
For sure.
But you know, the other thing is, what we've discovered in our almost 2 years as full-time RVers is this lifestyle is all about flexibility.
Yeah.
And if something changes with your family or friends and you need to get to them, it's easy to do that. You know,
Right.
you don't have to worry about trying to find a flight and change, you know, your whole, who's going to take care of the house while you're gone, who's going to take care of the pets while you're gone. You can just hop in the RV, hop in the truck, off you go, you know, and that's where we are right now, and that's why we're here right now. We come back through the Houston area, you know, throughout the year to check in and visit with everybody, but you know, when things happened with Tom's mom and his dad needed some more assistance, all of our travel plans for the rest of this year basically changed.
Yeah.
And they actually changed several times.
Several
you know,
times.
as we were going through the process.
Yeah.
But because we are full-time RVers, we have the ability to make that change and do it pretty easily
Can
compared
be
to our old
much
life.
more flexible in this
Absolutely.
lifestyle than you could in a normal home.
Absolutely.
Like the Marine Corps says, Semper Gumby.
Semper Gumby, always flexible.
Well, then they have it right. and it's probably why we see so many military or former military
Yes.
out on the road that are full-time RVers. I mean, it's the predominant amount of folks that are full-timing, RV full-timing, are ex-military.
Yeah.
And that's probably why. They're probably already
So,
used to.
You've been doing
moving
so
around.
many moves, it's like it's the natural way to do business.
I guess that's right, sure. You know, you get itchy if you stay somewhere too long, you
Right.
know?
Exactly.
So-
3-year itch.
Yeah, 3-year itch. We're getting ready to be pretty much, well, we're getting ready to be full-time newbies.
Congratulations.
That's
Right,
awesome.
thank you.
We're excited for y'all.
If you've watched any of our other stuff, you know we have had RVs in the past, but we've never been full-time. So what kind of tips and tricks and or must-haves and must-dos would you have for us as coming up on full-time newbieism?
Well, the first tip Stacie just gave you is be flexible
Yeah.
and embrace change,
Yeah.
because change is going to happen. It's going to be part of your lifestyle now, and always have your plans in pencil.
In pencil.
Yeah.
You
Got
know,
it.
because so it's ready to erase it and change it, because it does happen. But you know what? Change isn't always bad. And
We have found some of the most fascinating places by ending up somewhere that we didn't plan to go.
yeah,
You know, so a lot of times we find that there's a lot of good that comes with not being stuck in, I have to be here at this time on this day.
Right.
You know, the other thing I would say is, I know you guys in the past, when you did your road trips and things, it was always real quick, you
Right.
know, and you didn't get to stay anywhere very long. You can adopt the mindset of the journey is the destination, and plan. Don't think you have to knock everything out on your bucket list in 6 months or a year.
right. A lot of people do that.
You know, you can burn out really quickly and get exhausted from traveling if you are just constantly on the move, and we've seen it happen. Take your time. You've got now however many years you want to do this, to see and do all that you want to do. And that's the great thing about this lifestyle. If you get to a certain destination and you decide that you want to stay longer than you plan, do it. You know, plan to stay a week or 2 weeks in each place, or a month if you like that, you know. It's okay not to be moving all the time. And we've gotten to where on a normal travel day for us, we typically will move 3 hours or less between destinations. You can usually find somewhere that you want to stay within that 3-hour time frame, or heck, some of our travel days are 30 minutes, 15 minutes,
Yeah,
We
you
saw
know?
a 12-mile one from you guys the
Yeah,
other day.
exactly. And that's part of the joy of it, you know?
Yeah.
Because
And when you think about that too, you're saving money, you know, and a lot of people don't realize a lot of the places you stay, including some state parks and even national parks, you'll get a discount if you stay longer. If you stay a week or longer, a lot of times you even get a discount.
RV parks a lot of times will have a discount for a week stay,
Or a month
or a
stay.
2-week stay, or a month stay, or 3 months. So if you get to somewhere, let's say, you know, it's the winter and you want to find somewhere warm, and you find a coastal community that you really like, heck, spend the winter,
Right.
you know? I mean, you can do that.
You
know?
can do it.
Awesome. Anything else?
I think it's-
Well, Tom and Stacie, thanks for these great golden nuggets from your
Yeah.
from your full-timing experience. Hopefully it helps some of our viewers out. I know it's helped us already. Just hanging out with you guys the other day and getting all I'm soaking up as much as I can from you guys. Again, thanks for coming on, and thanks for having us on with you guys.
Well, we appreciate the chance to visit with y'all. Thank you for introducing us to your audience. Hey, guys.
Hey, yeah, and you can follow us not only on YouTube under RV Texas, y'all, but we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, Pinterest. So, and we have a website, rvtexasyall.com, which kind of brings all that stuff together.
And
Also-
our village.
Oh, our
Our
village
village.
as well. Have y'all joined our
We
village?
did, yes.
Good.
We haven't been in there to mess around too much yet, but we are on there.
Good.
So,
Awesome.
and we'll get all their info and we'll put it in the description for you guys. Definitely, if you don't know who these people are, go and check their channel out. It's an awesome channel, and definitely check out their dog too. All right, well, thanks for coming, guys, and we'll see you next time on Jarhead and Ginger's Journey.
Bye.
Bye, guys.